Now, we all love video games, right?
COVID vaccine is poison. It doesn't work.
favorites?
Alex Jones was right. Alex Jones was raped.
Chris, maybe start over.
Yeah. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we all love video games, right? We love that.
Incest. Chris really loves Letty. Are you related? You might try a little cis rope.
Maybe start over again.
Alright. Do you guys enjoy video games?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What are some of your favorites?
Houston Jones can save this arc. Bring Chris Friend on.
Really good. Yeah. Who here has a favorite?
So what are some of y'all favorites?
What are some of y'all's favorites? Come on now.
Fallout 2.
It's not something to be afraid of. Fallout 2 is a real good choice there.
Thank you.
I'm definitely more of a New Vegas kind of guy, you know, that wanderer type.
Yes, sir.
Get that 6-shooter out. Come on, guys. Favorite video game?
Mario Kart Double Dash on the GameCube.
God damn, that's a good choice, Sylvia. That's a good one. Ended a lot of friendships, created a bunch of new ones, right?
Yeah.
Bet you had a lot of people that sat there and they're just like, man, Sylvia's just that real good dragon. You know, she gets that Princess Peach and, man, she showed Bowser what's going on, you know? Show him what's going on. You know he's in last place for a reason. What about you, Larry?
Fire Emblem Awakening.
Ooh, she's one of those story kind of gals. You're basically reading a book, aren't you? Virtual book. How's Fire Emblem go?
It's not a visual novel. It's like
the brother and sister couple are starting a war over love.
Don't heckle him, Letty.
You know, tell me about it. You're Fire Emblem. It's what that was. A brother and sisterly love that families wouldn't allow, right? And then they go to war about it. Am I right? Am I on the money?
Something like that.
What about you, Vance?
Probably Halo 3.
Really? Fucking classic, and I love it. I just gotta ask though, were you a Dorito sniffing guy back in the day, or were you a snorting Mountain Dew kind of person?
I would snort Mountain Dew.
Ooh, so you did the Dew. You did the Dew. They call you Dr. Doolittle, right? Did you have the mini cans and the giant bottles? What?
Huh?
Did you have the mini cans and the giant bottles?
Okay.
Were you playing with a 1-inch punch, or were you playing with a 2-liter packer?
I do whatever. Cans, bottles.
You were open to a lot of different things, weren't you? Open-minded as hell. You like the little cans just as much as you look at big 2-liter men, right?
As long as it's Mountain Dew.
Hell yeah. What about you, Josie? Tetris. Well, that's not a bad choice, right? She's a very soft-spoken kind of girl. She's like an old lady. Right? Now, we always talk video games you love. Half of you seem to want to write your brains. Y'all should pick up a book. Now, I met a gentleman earlier when I was reading a book. I was reading a pretty good book, something that a lot of men and women should read. It's How to Be a Pickup Artist for the Ladies. By a young man named Simon.
Picture Chris's large, unwashed, sweaty ass dragging all over Letty's fruitbat face.
Anyhow, I was reading along with this book. Simple book. This teaches us young men and women how to interact, you know. Written by a man named Simon. I know this guy personally. He's a real good guy. He comes from another country, or at least he talks as such, and well, his mannerisms are as such, but we still love him all the same. He's a good man. Strong man. Charismatic man. He was even a world leader for a little bit. He was a president. His reign was cut short like the Kennedys, but we don't talk about that. That's why he doesn't drive the open-top car anymore, okay? That being said, this man wrote a very beautiful book. Teaching people how to be more confident, to strut the strut, to walk the walk, to talk to the ones that they think are hot. How much is that lot into hot ladies, you know? Kind of like how cold this room is, though. It's not like that book, you know what I'm saying? It's a pretty cold room. I was reading this out loud to a couple of kids. They're sitting there doing their SAT work, you know, getting that book knowledge. And sometimes having a story read to you as you work can help you out. Just like classical music, you know? That type of stuff can help you out, too. But I want to spice up and read for them. And there was a gentleman in this group talked, didn't like the way he walked, didn't like the way he wrote. Hell, he didn't really like the book at all. Well, this man got up in the middle of his PSAT, piss, shit, ass, and tits, and decided, I'm going to take this book,
Paint Chris Gold
wipe my ass
promotion
with
of
it,
God breeding time.
and drop it into a toilet. That's right, wiping
You
your
gotta-
ass with that bad
You
boy.
gotta run it back like 5 seconds because the chat.
Piss, shit, ass, and tits.
Yeah.
Now this young man decided he's going to take this book right out the hands of the reader, not me, taking away the opportunity for listeners like you guys to learn. I'm going to be honest, a lot of us look like a couple of real weird guys, you know, looking real weird tonight, right? We got a little military helmet over there. We got Miss Blood right here with her little gemstone.
Dear God, is there a punchline?
Yes, getting to that. Yeah, this man decides to wipe his ass with the book, throw it in the toilet, and saw Simon. Poor Simon hit me up because he saw that live, and he goes, "What the fuck, man? Thought these guys were enjoying the book. Some of them were laughing at this shit, right?" I couldn't tell. The door was closed in my face. I don't know. All I know is this. Poor Simon's over there crying. Poor Quadrat over here crying. Because someone went and made the crime, dropping the book in the toilet. And you know what the funny part is? The funny part is, I'm going to pick that book out of that toilet, I'm going to dry it off, and they're still going to hear it tonight. Come on, guys, you got to be excited for that. You look like you could use a little confidence in yourself, my man. Seem like you might struggle with the ladies. And they say you got a lady friend at home, but I think the hooker you
Chris,
pay over
my
on 9th
headphones
Street
were
isn't really
dead. Would you
girl.
start from the beginning?
Anyhow, I don't think the hooker you pay on 9th Street's the girlfriend you expect her to be. Because I'm pretty sure when I go over with an extra $200,
Chris, look at that.
she's
She's
mine.
absolutely dripping wet.
I know, I can tell, can't you see? Look at all that sweat.
Chris, is there
Weird.
a punchline?
Oh yeah, punchline is this. Y'all are going to get run to tonight. Okay, that wasn't a good one. That was a good one. That
That's,
wasn't
no,
good.
that's okay. That's what happens. I think.
Oh, yeah, it is.
Now, did you write that down? Is that in the notebook?
Oh no, this one I kind of came up with coming down here, man. I was thinking about it, I was like, fuck, that could be a good one.
Is there material in the notebook that's written down?
Yeah, it's material.
Let's grab that.
What do you think? Did we do the Sleeping Beauty one, or
I
did we
think
do,
I think the rambling stuff is good for coming up with ideas, Chris. But I think that doing it live is not really working.
Yeah, whatever.
And rambling can be effective.
Jason, stand up and grab Chris's precious little angel of a penis.
Rambling can be effective if the goal is to like torture the audience.
Yeah.
But if that's not the goal, if there's no twist at the end, then it's just kind of torturing the audience for no reason. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
what do we have? Have you written new stuff in there since we had our session?
Yeah, we got a couple of
Thank you,
things.
Vitamin CBD for helping me relax after a long day. Smiley face.
What
Well,
about the one where you get pulled over?
Oh, that's a good one. That's a good
You
one.
wanna try that one?
Yeah, we'll try that one out right here.
And you remember there's 3 scenarios?
Yeah, there's 3 different ones, yeah.
Let's give that a try.
So, I'm going to tell you the same story 3 different times. Each one entirely true. It's all happened at different times, but it's going to come off like it's been the same.
Do you have a pen, Chris?
Yeah, the pen.
And don't tell them you're going to tell them the same story 3 times.
Alright. That's my own dumbassery there.
That's okay.
I'm still getting used to this sketch stuff, peeps.
Have you ever heard of Chekhov's gun?
Yeah, if you introduce a gun in story 1, you best use it by the end. Why
Yeah,
are you
yeah.
always... God damn it, lady! You not have a dildo in your room? Can you match with all these pens to, like, get off? Shit.
What?
So when you bring up details, Chris, try to make sure that they're if you're not intentionally torturing the listener, try to make sure that the details are important at some point.
Alright.
If they're there to add vividness, make sure they're there to add vividness to something that needs vividness added to it, and not just like
I got you.
some shit.
Well, look,
Okay. So write down Chekhov's gun in your notebook so that you have that in mind at some point.
That's a good thing to bring up, too. That being said, we're going to tell you one time I got pulled over by John Cena. You don't know John Cena, right?
Chris is smuggling a small African boy in his torso. Hurry and cut him out.
And also, let me just say something. The thing with Vance, when you were going back and forth about the Mountain Dew thing, I think you were onto something funny there. Like, kind of...
Just bought Viking CBD from the ad Fishtank. Seems like a good show.
Like, digging into him about what size Mountain Dew he's into, that was starting to be kind of funny. And if you come across an audience, like, he was kicking back stuff to you that you could use to continue to be funny. So if you are doing crowd work and you find an audience member who bats things back to you that you can use to be funny, keep that going until it's dead, in my opinion.
All right.
And for this thing, I know it's hard to pay attention and take notes while you're doing a live performance, but just try to hang here. I know you can do it. Don't start with John Cena. Start with regular cops, the real story, right?
Yeah.
Start with that one, so it gets more absurd as it goes on.
I got you.
So it starts real, Cena, and then the last one. You know what the last one is, right?
I got you.
Okay.
So, we've all been pulled over, right? We've all been young, in the pipe as we're driving, smoking on that grass. The type of ride where if you pull over, you see someone on the side of the road, you pull up, you say, ass, grass, or cash? And as we all know, that's a typical thing, If you're going to hop in someone's car, you better have some ass, some grass, and some cash. You're either going to contribute to the gas, you're going to smoke their gas, or you're going to smoke some ass. That being said, on this particular night outside with a friend of mine, we'd go riding around the country roads. We would get stoned. I mean stoned. We're basically driving around a fog machine. We get out past an old farm field owned by Farmer McCulley. His last name was Culkin. And he's a good guy. He's a pretty decent dude. He volunteers for the sheriff's office. And on this particular day, he was volunteering. And he's sitting out in his field waiting for people to speed by. And he knew us. He knew what we were going to do. So what do? And like a Hot Wheels car and boom, past him. Now I'm in this 98 Ford Explorer. It's nothing crazy. It's got a little engine knock, bump, 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 like Thunderstruck, like the gift. That's what it sounds like. Anyhow, he starts coming at us with that Crown Vic, blaring the lights, woo, woo! Of course, we gotta pull over at this point. We're fucked. We got pot in the car, we got smoke fucking out. We're both stoned, so there's no way we're walking away from this. So I see Farmer McCulley Culkin step out of his car. I look to my friend and say, connect the Bluetooth real quick. He's freaking out, he's looking at me. Dude, what the hell do you want me to do the Bluetooth for? We're about to get fucking bust. I said, just connect the Bluetooth, alright? Just connect it. Let me cook. This connects his Bluetooth, I take his phone, and I look up a theme song.
So the part where you're saying about how the car's like a fog machine.
Yeah.
Let's embellish on how much like weed you were smoking. Like really drive that point home.
All right.
Like let's make it like you were so guilty. You were smoking so much weed. You were driving so fast.
I got you.
There's no way you could have gotten off the ticket. Okay.
Yeah.
Second of all, let's not do Macaulay Culkin. It doesn't need to be absurd yet, and it should also just be a state trooper because it wouldn't make sense that like a volunteer farmer would want to hear the cops' theme song. You know what I mean?
True.
So now when you get into the weed embellishing thing, find someone in the audience who is not into weed at all. I would say do it to Letty and get close to her like on one knee and act like she is super into weed. Like make her agree with you. Like everything. Like if I was talking to you, like are you into cars?
Not exactly.
Okay, so if I was doing this joke to you, I'd be like, man, that old Hot Rod had one of them, had a V12. Like, I would go into all the details and I'd try to make you empathize with the car thing, and the joke would be that you don't get it at all.
All right.
So Letty doesn't get weed culture, so go get in her face.
I like weed.
Who? Okay.
I know exactly who it is. Just let me cook, all right?
Not really.
Vance, you don't smoke weed?
Not really.
Okay, so get in Vance's face and be like, it was one of those nights, buddy. You know what I mean when you're all the shit.
I got
Try
you.
to bring him along for the ride, and he's not going to go because he doesn't really smoke weed. So do that now.
You know, it's one of those nights where you're kind of with your friend, your best friend, right? The one you've known since elementary. You know, the friend that you had a gay experience with, and you don't talk about it because, well, what happens at camp stays at camp, all right? Well,
Get
it's one of those
uncomfortably
nights-
close. Get on one knee.
It's
Too
one of those
close to
beautiful
him.
nights.
Too close to him.
It's one of those absolutely gorgeous nights, right? You just got to pound of that chronic, that good shit. You know what I'm talking about?
We're going to have to hold for the sound effect.
We're gonna go in. There we go.
Okay, so you cannot listen.
Now, let me tell you, man, this is one of those nights where you break out that good pound. I'm talking the pound you've been growing.
Chris looks like a last-minute gift at the Beijing airport.
Anyhow, it's one of those nights you break out the good chronic. You know, the pound you've been saving up for probably about a good year now. It's been nice and sitting in the closet. You pull that out because you've been waiting for that one special ride with a friend.
Now say, you know what I'm talking about. You look like a weed man.
You know what I'm saying? You look like the kind of guy that has himself a puff here and there. I mean, see it in your eyes right now. You're stoned as shit, aren't you? Got the bong, got the pipe, you got the joints rolled up. You got the nice spider blunts ready to
Vance, say not really.
right?
Not really.
Yeah?
Keep
No, I
going,
can see it.
Chris. Yeah,
This
there
big
you
freak is hilarious. Reminds me of my favorite comedian, Tim Heidecker.
It's just one of those nights where you take the car, you and your friend, and you are just sitting there speeding. And it's smoky. I'm talking, you're disappointing Smokey the Bear's smoky. I'm talking California Fire smoky. I'm talking, you're so smoked out, the smoke covers your face. You're like a miner. You come out of that mine shaft, you're covered in that soot. You're covered in weed soot, my friend, and you're getting bowled the fuck over. You got that state boy right in your ass, and you know they're needing that quota.
And now you can
They're
say,
desperate.
now you can say, you've been there 1,000 times,
You've probably been there quite a few
and
times.
then just stand up and get back into the routine.
1,000? What, 2,000, 3,000? Come on, man. I'm not trying to list off your milligrams. I'm trying to list off how many times you've done it. You see what I mean? It's smoky as fuck. State boy pops on and is like, you know, typically it's, woo, this guy had one older science going, and of course, you see, state boy, you have two options. It's either going to end in a gunfight, because this man's jumpy, he's ready to go, you know the type. They're sitting there shaking with a gun. There's some young troop, just got out of the just got out of training. He's terrified to pull that trigger. Well, you don't want him to do that, are you? So you gotta make a choice. You're gonna pull over, you're gonna fight. Tonight, me and my buddy decided that the fight was worth it.
See, I've killed enough cops in my lifetime.
I've killed enough cops in my lifetime. I've made enough pigs in a blanket. Be considered a top chef when it comes to cooking some pork. You know what I'm saying? Make some good pigs in a blanket, make some pork chops. Anyhow, I didn't want to make no more pork chops tonight. I had plenty of that. And, well, we decided to pull over. And out steps this big old foot. Out comes the next. And you could tell this guy's a thicker dude just by his ankles. You could just really tell. They were struggling to hold that weight up. And I looked at my friend, and I think to myself, what's one thing that I could do to get this officer to completely ignore the smoke as it bellows out? And he walks up to this SUV, because this SUV ain't built to get that speed up that fast. And that Crown Vic, it's built for the chase. That Crown Vic's probably been in enough chases to be called the Chaser. That being said, I tell my friend who's got this nice iPhone, it's golden, you know, real custom made one. I said, give me your phone, let's connect the Bluetooth. Now he looks at me and he says, Chris, you've got the biggest legs I've ever seen stepping out of that car right now, and you probably got the biggest jacked up motherfucker in the world about to step out. And you want to take and connect the Bluetooth for what? Looked down and said, let me cook, all right? I'm like a chef. I've made a ton of pork, and I'll make a ton more. Well, the guy steps out. That's a big burly dude, you know what I'm saying? Football player, quarterback, type of person that peaked in high school, decided I'm going to be a cop just to bully people. You know, that kind of asshole. With a face of the look of, I'm tired of everyone's shit tonight, and I'm fully willing to pull this piece out and just put a fucking piece right in the dome. He definitely seemed like the type that didn't have any kind of fun in his day, so I said, look at the theme song. He said, what theme song? I said, what did we just get pulled over by? He goes, cops? I said, cops theme song. So, of course, this officer's coming up. He's got his scraggly brown hair. He's got some nasty looking beady eyes. He's really looking like he wants to mess someone up. And we decided to press play. I maxed my value, now maxed the bass out. And the next thing you hear is, bad boy, what you want? Can't sing much more than that, because of course, lawyers have an issue with that one, but we all know that song, we've all seen it.
Can you sing the part where he's like Rasta? What was it?
This is a stolen Gabriel Iglesias bit.
You wish. Anyhow. What were you looking for?
Can you do the part where he's doing it? He's like a Rasta?
Yeah.
How's that part go? You know?
Trying to remember. Yeah. Cop comes out, anyhow. He comes up, he's laughing, and he states, license and registration and med card. Now, at first I think this guy's some big asshole, but I notice he's got the goofiest laugh. And I realized all that smoke that's been bellowing out this whole time, that's been blowing downwind. And that's when we find out the guy is probably one of the biggest fucking stoners we've ever met. Because as soon as he takes the cards, he says, you got a med card. I said, yeah. He goes, you probably got some good weed on you. So yeah, we got a pound of this clown juice here. Any of you guys have clown juice before? It's one of those strands that makes you go a little goofy, you know what I'm saying?
I think we can sing the Cops theme song.
You think that's the one?
I think that's fair use in this instance.
Alright.
Go ahead and just do it.
Either way.
Just sing
We're sitting there talking, the song's blaring. You hear, bad boy, what you want, what you gonna do? And the whole time he's talking was you just hear, what you gonna do when they come for you? And he's sitting there.
Can you do the rest of the song?
I don't know the whole thing.
Oh fuck, you gotta like memorize that.
I got to memorize it.
You gotta memorize that.
I really do, don't I?
Okay.
Either way, we're talking.
So now you can. I think now you should wrap this first story up. You can say he was so.
Let's just put it like this: he was so into the music and high, he forgot to give us the ticket. Imagine we're going 120 in a 60-mile-an-hour zone. We should have gotten that ticket. He was so high, he forgot the ticket. He forgot to give us back our licenses. And honestly, we just accepted the fact that we got away. As we watched this cop pull off, and he's going good for a second, and then right into a ditch. We drive away happy.
You should say he popped a wheelie.
Popped a wheelie? He popped a wheelie in that ditch too. Went right in, went right as he went over.
You should say he let us off that night, and as he drove off, I swear to God, he popped the biggest wheelie you've ever seen.
You know what?
First one to kiss Goldstriker gets a fish buck.
You know what's crazy? When that motherfucker gets in his car as we're leaving, pops a motherfucking wheelie, and that's when we realize that's not Crown Vic. That's a Monte Carlo. And he's over there pumping up a Snoop Dogg. As we're going away, we're seeing that.
I think wrap it right there. That's pretty good though. But I think wrap it and then go to the next story.
I got you. So next up, this is the time we got pulled over by someone special. We all have that special someone we look up to, right? Some of us is for working out, some of us is for just our day-to-day lives. And for some of us, it's just because they're a cool dude. And that's pretty much all categories for me for this man. Now, me and my buddy, we went smoking weed, we went racing around some roads. And I don't know what took me there, but I went down to Kentucky. In Kentucky, they got the WWE of the country in there. That means if you're from the countryside of everything, farmer, random redneck hick, you go there to get big. Get your name up, and that's where you go to get signed. So we're racing past, and what do I know? This tricked out WWE cop car plays its lights. Woo! And again, I'm sitting there thinking to myself, well, fuck. We are absolutely screwed. Because this time we smoked about 2 pounds in this drive.
Homeless Gabriel Iglesias thief.
Anyhow, we smoked about 2 pounds at this point. Anyway, 2 pounds at this
God
point.
damn it, I
High
said
as
type
shit.
5. This
We've
weed
done
is
made
a whole lot.
so much money. That's comfy. We've done made so much money on selling some of this weed. I'm gonna drop some money on that. Anyhow, we're getting pulled over. The souped up WWE car. We go ahead and pull us inside. Who do you think steps out? Well, I'll tell you one thing. When he steps out, the first thing we hear is who the hell do we know that intro right there? Just that beginning bit, you should already know. This motherfucking You Can't See Me himself, John motherfucking Cena. This man has gone.
How does it? Can you do the theme song? Don't say it's John Cena. I think
If I had Chekhov's gun and was sitting on that couch, I would end myself now.
the joke here is that you didn't, and you don't say this before it happens. The joke is that you didn't see who pulled you over. So you shouldn't preface it with you're in WWE country, that it was a tricked out WWE cop car. You should just say that you saw lights and you heard a siren, right?
Yeah.
And so you pulled over, and you have no idea who or what is pulling you over. I just saw flashing lights and I heard a siren. I have no idea what's about to happen. And then from out of nowhere, no, the thing is, you play his theme song. Fuck. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hold up, I got this, ready?
Yeah.
Anyhow, we get pulled over, we're inside, we're thinking, oh, fuck. Not this again, we're in another state boy islands, we're out in Kentucky, middle of fucking nowhere, you know what I'm saying? And who steps out? Well, a man who needs no introduction other than his music. This man starts walking up with his little strut. You know what? This young man is quite a good-looking man, quite a big dude. Got himself a chest, got himself a couple of belts. You know what I'm saying? A couple of guns and belts. And he walks up, grabs the car window, opens it up, and says, "Son, you know how fast you're going?" I looked him down in the eyes and I said, "So fast that you can't see me?" Well, he tells me that's not funny. Takes this job very seriously. He's going to need $10 for that, because that is a copyrighted saying. Sure enough, he starts talking, wants a license and registration, he starts walking back to the car. And my buddy pokes me and he goes,
Doing great, Chris. Your stories are too short, make them longer.
anyhow, he goes, "You know who the fuck that is, right?" I said, "No, I don't know who that is. Who is it?" I said, "It's just a piggy, right?" He goes, "Look at the car again." Look at the car. What the fuck do I see on that hood? WWE Security. Somehow, in our stoned stupor, out in Kentucky, middle of nowhere, we found ourselves passing by